Okay, so I wanted to give you a little update. The first treadmill is done because was told you needed reconditioned full commercial equipment. I had a place in town, Catalyst Fitness out of Fort Wayne, Indiana, donated this treadmill frame, the TM7000, under the branding Green Series Fitness and Green Series. But this is all made by Circle Fitness. That's the company that made it for Green Series. And this is the TM7000 frame. It's a full commercial frame. We had this in the military. We had this in Snap Fitness, a full commercial treadmill. But what we did here was you needed 220 volts and needed a lot more high efficiencies. So what we ended up doing is I ended up putting a 6000 series AC motor and a 6000 series AC drive. It's a half a horsepower smaller motor, and it's a smaller inverter, and it actually runs a lot more efficient with this treadmill. And here I'll show you. I think I got some right here. Oh. And here's some, and we had the 6000 series were in like Extended Stay America. We had one of the premier contracts in different hotels throughout the world in the United States was a 6000 AC. So it's a proven drive system. And this is all, and once you guys get it in TOGO Africa, here's your power cord. And once you get it in there, then you're gonna use the Sherlock to put it in there and lock it in there through the screws, okay? So let's give you a little update here. And the other thing we've done is I sent to you, come on. So I have for you, if you go to the top, and this is a TM7000G1. Now, these are all the part numbers when it was under Green Series. So Circle Fitness part numbers are just a little bit different, and that's in Taiwan, but they can get you replacements that are very similar. And then this is all the part names. Yes, these are the prices, but this is the prices we had as the manufacturer here in Fort Wayne. So it's very different than what you would actually get. But we have full exploded views and all that other stuff. So, all right, so let's show you a couple little things here. The back, to be transported, you do not want those on. Those will snap off. People like to grab them and snap them. So you have a screw here and a screw underneath. As you'll see, there's their screw and there's that screw. So once you take those screws off, you could put this on and screw it on. But that's once it gets to its final location. But for transporting, this is how you want it. You do not want that on there. They will crack. The other thing is once you finally get it to your final location, you want to make sure that it's balanced, it's stable to the ground. And the best way to do that is just do a gentle little pull. It doesn't come up. Little pull, and you tell this comes up just a little bit. So I'm going to zoom in. You can see where it comes up, and then you can adjust it through you can adjust it to the ground where it touches, and then lock it with a lock nut. So there you go. Once you get it to stable, normal treadmills. So if the belt goes this direction, you would just tighten a quarter turn with your 6mm Allen wrench, traditional for treadmills. So you have to track the belt, but you don't want to be tightening, loosening. It's very, very simple. Basic treadmill, all treadmills, no matter who the manufacturer is the tracking of the belt. Conveyor belt. So I'm going to take this stuff off. And I'm going to show you a few things here. So to take the hood on and off, you're going to have one screw here. You have a screw here, which is to the sides. And then you're gonna have a screw in the back. So you can tell one screw, and it goes in the back. So let's move this out of the way. All right. So, to turn the treadmill on, this is your switch, and this is your breaker. I went from 20 amps to 15 amps because you're now 220 volts. Right now I have this wired for 220, so it's going to 220 here, but that's the American cord. This is what you're going to get in Togo Africa. So if I push towards it, you'll hear it. You'll hear the inverter with the red light. But you have no lights back here, so with the hood on, you'll hear it. My recommendation, if you have all these voltage issues, when you're done working out, shut the switch off. No sense having everything run. All right, so this treadmill here, stripped to the frame as you saw in the pieces. So the deck was flipped because the other side of the deck was never used. Has all the braking wax, so it's a little bit louder right now. The belt was gone, so I put a new running belt on. Now this running belt here, it might look used. It was used for maybe, I don't know, a month. And the manufacturer found out that they put the logos on the wrong way and they were coming off. But these were brand new running belts, as you can tell in here. So this was a warranty running belt. Life Fitness sells that same belt for $630. So don't worry about it. It's just a little bit of wear, but this is a brand new running belt. This belt here, as long as you keep it clean between the belt and deck and you lube it like every 6 months to a year, this belt in your application could easily last 5 to 7 years, because the belt I took off was almost 9 years old. It was 8.5 years old from the club here in Fort Wayne. So that's a high wearable. Second is I gave you a new drive belt. It's a 660, but we're also giving you an extra one. So if this one goes bad, you get a new one. Now, the negative of this treadmill is these keypads, brand new. They lasted about 3-4 years. When you put a replacement on, usually in the health clubs, they last about 2 years. Nobody had them here. And then I found out they had them in stock a couple days ago for $125 for a keypad overlay. And then in Taiwan, it's for $42. So I'm going to order a couple from Taiwan and I'll have them shipped out here. The problem is when I put this on, I had to use the spray adhesive, and then the spray adhesive underneath messed up with the dye. So it's good, it just has the dye. But if you have to replace this keypad and overlay, you have a few screws here. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then you have machine screws way in here. You got 2 of them. So these are machine screws, threads, and the rest are self-tapping. Once you take all that out, then you're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4 screws for the console here, and then 2, I'll show you from here. So you have a screw over here and a screw over here from the underside. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then this will come off, and then you can replace the keypad and overlay. So yeah, it's a little bit of a pain, but it should be good. So we'll show you right now how everything's working. You hit start. Now, right now, this is programmed for, I think, 12 to 15 miles an hour. Don't go past 10 miles an hour with this motor and inverter. Once you get the new keypad, then we can reprogram it to go slower. But this was keypad and overlay and electronics was designed for the 7,000. That's the 6,000, which are fine. You know, it's like having a Toyota Camry and then you put a Toyota Corolla motor and transmission. It'll still work. It's just not exact, but for your application, this is better, okay? And then you can have your shifter up or down. Now, sometimes when this gets, you're pulling up and down on here, or it gets coming back from shipping, sometimes this can rub in here. So you got to go underneath here with the bolts, loosen it, loosen some screws, and you can adjust it or adjust the plastic. So you can speed up, speed down. Now, if you don't walk on it for so long, it will automatically shut off. And there it is. Now, this overlay is from Circle, but it's Green Series electronics. So I think the speed is correct. But these, they changed the overlay for Circle. So this is on Green Series, it was 0, 3, 6, 9. But this overlay from Circle. So, and it's a little bit different, but you're basically getting a $6,500, $7,000 treadmill that was reconditioned. So these shifters are brand new. The emergency stop assembly is brand new. I happen to have a keypad overlay that was used, but it was working good, so I put that on with the original overlay. Then you got a slightly used AC motor, a brand new inverter, a brand new elevation motor, brand new, basically brand new running belt, brand new drive belt, and suspension was good. So there you go. Good solid treadmill. Very, very good. Perfect for your application.